Hi there, my name is Becky. I'm a certified yoga therapist, and I'm bringing you another quick tip to help you live happier and healthier. Today I wanted to continue with the back bends. I've been talking a lot about back bending over the last few weeks, and I wanted to give you one that was less active. The last two that I've shared with you were more active, and this one I'm going to give you is more passive. It's a great way to open up the front of the body, but yet not work as you do it. You probably won't be doing this at work though, because I am going to lay on the floor. But if you're working from home, great, find a spot that you can lay on the floor and open up the front of your body. So I am going to use a few props. If you don't have props, that's okay. You can use whatever you have handy. I have yoga blankets that I'm going to use and a bolster that I will be using as well. So alternatives, if you don't have a yoga blanket, a towel, just a regular blanket works. You don't need a fancy yoga blanket. So find something that you can use your blanket-wise. And I'm going to open mine up just a little and then roll it. And if you can see, I don't have it rolled up really thick. It is just a small roll. You can see my hand is bigger than the blanket rolled up, so it's not very large, and you don't need a large rolled up blanket, just a small one. So a towel can be really helpful. And you might want a second blanket, and I'll show you why in a moment, or a second towel. But lay your blanket, whatever you're using, towel, blanket, and lay it so that it is across a mat. If you're using a mat, if you're on the floor, it's going to just be across. You're going to sit with your back to that blanket. Now I've got my bolster here. If you don't have a bolster, you can use a pillow, you can use another towel. I just like to put something underneath my knees. This is actually probably a little bit larger than I need, but it's what I have, so I'm going to use it. And I'm going to lay back so that this blanket is underneath the bottom of my shoulder blades. Now you can see my shoulder blades are actually going to hang over top. I'm going to pull this bolster a little bit closer. And I've got a nice little back bend going. So I've got shoulders over top. That means my arms can just open out to the side. Now, for some people, this is too much to drop your head back. Your neck may not appreciate this. And if that's the case, I've got a blanket right here, so I'm just going to slide it underneath my head. You can see I'm still opening up the front of the body, but my head is not dropping quite so far back. Arms are still opening out to the side. It's quite comfortable. I could stay here for quite a while. I can do the other version as well, but I do like to show the variation with the blanket or towel underneath your head. Now, if something doesn't feel right, that means wiggle a little bit. Make sure that you do have it so that it feels all right. Most likely it's going to feel really good, so enjoy it. This is a more passive way to open up the front of your body, but it feels really, really good. Now, I'm going to come out for just a moment. I want to show you something that I see often in class, and how to fix it if this is what you're doing. Moving my blanket up a little bit. This is how you don't want to do the pose. So laying back, and now see, I've got the blanket underneath the shoulder blades, and now my shoulders aren't going back. My head is really dropping back, and my arms are actually laying on top of the blanket. This is how you don't want to do it. So if this is what you're doing, you need to readjust. To shift it, move that blanket down your spine a little bit, or scoot closer to it, whatever you need to do. And then lay back again. It's got it a little too far. Lay back again so that the shoulders, there they are. You can see as I start to lay back, my shoulders roll all the way over top of that blanket. Arms go out to the side, and my arms are no longer resting on top of the blanket. And I've got a nice opening in the front of my body. You can take deep breaths. Feels really good. And if you don't have the bolster or a pillow underneath your knees, that's okay. It's just, to me, a little bit more comfortable if you do. So find a pillow and stuff it under those knees and enjoy this. You can lay here 5-10 minutes, however long you want. Set a timer. Some people might even fall asleep here. That's okay. It's a passive stretch. You're opening up the front of the body, not having to work so much to do it. Just close your eyes, focus on breath, and allow the front of your body to open as you do. And again, just set a timer if you want, 5-10 minutes. I do that in my class all the time. We hold it for at least 5 minutes. I do it with my private clients as well. And just want to chat with you for just a moment. I could lay here and just enjoy this, but I do want to mention to you, when you come out of this, you really want to protect your neck because it is, well, you are leaning back and you're opening things up. And if you've got your head under on a blanket, it's a little bit higher. But wherever you are, I want you to protect that neck. And if it is really sensitive, you know who you are if your neck is sensitive, then place a hand, let me do the other one so you can see. Place a hand behind your head to help support it when you want to come out of this pose. And my suggestion is to roll out of it, but place a hand behind your head to help support it. And you're going to lift up a little bit and just roll to the side. And then just lay there for a moment, letting your spine adjust. I'm going to go back here for a moment and show you what it looks like. If you're not using your hand, not everyone will use their hand. When you start to come out of this, instead of just flopping over to the side, be very deliberate about it. So lift your head, activate your neck muscles. If your neck is stronger, you can do this. If it's not, you do want to provide that extra support underneath your head. But activate those neck muscles. Lift the head, and then again, you're just rolling over to the side. And I would lay on your side for a moment or two. Take some breaths, allow your spine to adjust because you were just opening it up. And it feels good to lay here for a moment. And then when you're done, you can go about your day. It's a great way to take a quick break in the middle of the day. 5-10 minutes can be very refreshing. If you're feeling a little bit tired in the middle of the afternoon, maybe you're thinking you need some coffee, well, you might just need a little break. And opening up your spine while you take that break can be a great way to combine the two. If you can find a spot on the floor to lay over top of a blanket, it can be really beneficial and help you get through the rest of your afternoon. But that is a wonderful passive backbend that I recommend to so many of my clients, and I hope you give it a try. If you have any questions about it, leave me a comment, get in touch with me. You can be reached at Becky@BeckyWatsonYoga.com, and I'm happy to help you through it. We can work online or in person if you're local to me. But that's all for today. Thank you for joining me. I look forward to seeing you again next week. And remember, it's never too late to live happier and healthier. Bye for now.